Hi friends, I thought today we'll take a nature walk right around the library. There's so many beautiful things growing all around the library right now. Besides the lupin flowers, which you may have noticed, these beautiful purple ones, we also are seeing in between the clover, there are some strawberries that are growing. You see those strawberry flowers? And there are even a few strawberries that are ripe. I think we're going to find many more beautiful things growing around the library today. Maybe you've noticed the wild iris that have been growing, and you've seen the dogwood that are doing really well. I've also noticed that there are some little flowers growing in the rock wall at the library. Now some I recognized easily, like the daisies that have been growing and doing so well, but these I had to ask my friend Ann Myron, and she said these are called sedum. And the way I remember that is, I sedum. Maybe that'll help you remember it too. I had to also ask her, what about these that look kind of like they have a lot of messy green hair? She said these flowers that are coming are going to be beautiful. This plant is called the Malva. Malva reminds me of an old-fashioned girl's name, so maybe Malva is easy to remember for you if you think about the messy hair. There's one more that was a new one for me, growing right here. And if you look down at these little green buds, you can see the little green buds almost look like little rosettes. Well, that's called sassafrage. And I thought, wow, sassafrage? I did not know that one. Now, we do have some that I think you'll be able to recognize pretty easily. If you look up this way, you'll see a tree with those pretty green leaves right now. Later it's going to be all turning red. That's our mountain ash, and it'll have pretty red berries. And these up here, I think you'll also know, with the shiny green leaves that are very smooth. They had some gorgeous flowers earlier, but the flowers are all gone. Just the shiny green leaves are there still. Do you know about the rhododendron? That's a nice flower to have because it seems to survive just fine, even in our harsh Alaska winters. We also have, growing right here among the wood chips, the ferns, and they do so well. I bet when you go hiking, you see ferns growing in the forest too. I usually do. And I'd like to show you one more up here. The tree that I usually call my favorite library tree because it's right outside the window where in everyday times I like to have story time. This tree that's growing right outside the window is called a Japanese maple. And I love to watch it change throughout the year. Right now it's all green and lush, but you know later it will be bright red. And then in the winter, of course, it'll have no leaves. There'll just be snowflakes on its branches. I bet you're going to recognize this prickly guy. There's a thistle plant growing right here. We're going to need to dig him out by the roots. And some people say the best way to handle them is burn them. Don't even compost them. Make sure you get to them before the flowers come and spread all their seeds. But the one right next to it was new to me. I just learned this one. It's a hosta plant, or you can say hostas. In fact, I thought when my friend Aunt Myron told me, oh yeah, hostess, I thought, oh, you mean like someone who's gonna show you to your table at a restaurant? But the singular is just hosta. This one that's growing right outside the library's back door, I had to find out from my friend Rebecca Heaton. It's called goat's beard. And it kind of looks like it could go on a goat. It's got little tiny pale flowers, but once you know it's a goat's beard, you start seeing them all around town. This is where we usually have our strawberry patch, but since we haven't been here weeding very much, I don't know how well the strawberry is going to do. I do see this mountain sorrel, and that mountain sorrel has actually got an edible stalk. My kids like to call it sweet and sour grass because it's sweet and it's sour. Growing right here among all this gorgeous clover, there's some yarrow. And I've heard people say you can use yarrow for medicinal benefits. Usually though, I'd rather pluck the clover and make a pretty bouquet out of it. Or if you take just a little tiny piece of the clover, you can suck out the nectar that's inside. Now we're back at the library front door, and you can see behind me this sign, "Together, Haynes reads a million." We're already getting some books colored in. People have been reading a lot and turning in those pages. I hope you're reading too, and that you're recording your pages, and that you're enjoying some beautiful time outside in this great weather we're having. See you next time.